Welcome, truth seekers and loyal members of the Turkish series Stars family. They say the past is another land with its own laws, but in our celebrity universe, the past walks beside every step, whispering names we think we've filed away. For weeks, we've watched a romantic front form over the air bridge between Turkey and Italy, a corridor of eyes and cameras where every look becomes a headline. We've discussed distance, cold silences, and uneasy pauses. But no one, absolutely no one, was ready for the tremor that shook the gossip world in the last few hours. What we share today isn't fan fiction or idle chatter. It is, according to multiple sources, the leak of an emotional verdict, a digital letter allegedly sent straight from the inner circle of the Torun family to the woman currently tied to this love story. And its message is so stark, so blunt, so piercing that it has summoned a name we thought had settled quietly in the vault of memory. Mahassine Merabet. Before we examine this storm line by line, a storm that could redraw the map of love in Turkish show business, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and if you want access to our deep dive files and unfiltered analyses, hit the join button now. Your membership is the master key to the truth we chase. Ready to read the words that should never have escaped a private phone? Let's begin. The blast came from an unexpected direction. No paparazzo in Rome caught it, no loose tongue in a casual interview spilled it. It was, as the story goes, a private message, meant to sleep quietly in a chat thread, that suddenly surged into public view with the force of a hurricane. The alleged sender, a patriarch figure within the Torun family, identified by insiders as Cenk Torun's own father. The recipient, Sara, the woman attempting to keep a strained romance from cracking wide open. And the sentence that froze timelines across social media, a line that will be etched in the history of celebrity whispers: your greatest misfortune is that your rival is Mahassine Merabet. Let that settle. Consider the psychological weight of those words. This isn't a critique, it's a demolition. It tells Sara, unmistakably, that no matter how much effort she pours in, no matter the tenderness or persistence, she is battling a living legend in the memory of that family. A ghost that doesn't fade, a presence that refuses to yield. To understand this strike, we need to rewind. It's no secret that the bond between Sara and Cenk Torun has been navigating rough waters. The crisis wasn't a rumor, it was a murmur growing louder by the day. What no one expected was the family stepping into the arena. The most consistent accounts agree on a sequence. After what seems to have been an unofficial breakup or at least a painful distance, Sara, weary of being the quiet one, considered speaking in Italy. She wanted to share her truth, to defend her heart, and perhaps remove a few shadows cast over her name. But in this chess game of influence, the Torun side moved first. When whispers of Sara's intentions reached the elders, the reaction, we're told, was visceral. Those close to the family claimed Cenk's father was never convinced by this relationship, viewing it as fleeting or less luminous next to the past. That, they say, is when he decided to send the message asking Sara to stop. Not a request wrapped in courtesy, but a warning ribboned with nostalgia for someone else. The most startling section of the leak isn't merely the blow to Sara, it's the sanctification of Mahassin. The text continues, according to those who claim to have seen it, with phrases that have set the fandom's imagination ablaze. There are names in Cenk's life that cannot be replaced. Mahassin has been special for years. You gave your all, but some bonds aren't stitched by time, they are stitched by the soul. Turkish series Stars family, read between the lines. Stitched by the soul. This isn't a father worrying about a public image. It's an admission that for the Torun clan, Mahassine Merabet isn't an old chapter, she's the title page. That landing hit hard, not only for Sara but for everyone orbiting Mahassin. Until now, she has projected calm control, meticulous, focused, always 3 steps ahead. Yet the knowledge that Cenk's family still places her on such a high pedestal forces a question none of us can dodge. Are there unresolved threads between Cenk and Mahassin that even time, distance, and new headlines haven't unraveled? I want to stop here and ask you directly. Is it fair for a new partner to be measured against such a towering connection from the past? Or do you believe family has the right to intervene if they consider a previous bond to be singular, almost sacred? Let the debate pour into the comments. And remember, comments from our channel members, the ones who clicked join, are always read first. In the eye of this crossfire, Sara has chosen the loudest answer of all: silence. For someone so open, so accustomed to sharing pieces of her life with followers, this quiet becomes its own statement. Italian sources say she is deeply wounded, and it's not hard to see why. To be measured against a country's sweetheart and lose footing with the family that should support you, what could strike the self-esteem harder? Italian magazines, always poetic, called her stance a respectful retreat. She's put on hold any plan to speak out. Yet the internet never sleeps, and a post she shared shortly before the storm, then deleted, has resurfaced: I know my worth. Whoever refuses to see it will lose it. No names attached, but today it reads like a premonition. She saw the clouds gathering. She's now with her loved ones in Italy, nursing wounds from a race she didn't ask to run. A friend said it softly and sadly. Sara never wanted a competition. To be measured against a name as strong and adored as Mahasine hurt even more. And what about the other side? True to form, Mahassine Merabet has offered no official statement. But behind the curtain, life is a hive. One representative, preferring not to be named, slipped a sentence to the press that captures her mood. Mahassine laughs at this. Her schedule is dense, her focus laser-sharp, and she rejects comparisons. But here's the nuance. She cannot be oblivious to being called special by his family. Then came the spark from her inner circle. A stylist close to her posted a story many took as the ultimate response: quality doesn't compete. It just is. Coincidence? At Turkish series stars, we don't buy coincidences. It was a code. A graceful way of saying, indeed, there is no rival. The post exploded in minutes and turned the Istanbul grapevine electric. Now, the deeper question: who leaked this? And why? Cenk has fresh projects on the horizon. His star needs oxygen. The Cenk-Mahasine pairing, even as a memory, remains a force, a brand that resonates from Istanbul to Milan. Cynical observers suggest a controlled crisis, a carefully set fire to keep names glowing. But the risk, make no mistake, is towering. The Torun family, known for discretion, is said to be unsettled by the heat. There's talk of attorneys, of narratives twisting out of control, of frightened glances at headlines that won't stop multiplying. At the center, the calm eye. Cenk Torun has gone quiet. The actor, never shy about using social platforms as his megaphone, has receded. Experts read his silence as a sign of something larger brewing. Is he dismayed by his father's words? Does he stand by them? Or is he measuring the moment, waiting for the precise second to turn the tide? We have no confirmation, but a line attributed to Mahassine 2 years ago now feels prophetic: no bond truly vanishes. With a message declaring her irreplaceable circling the feeds, that line has grown new wings. Are we about to witness a second act for one of the most charismatic pairings of the last decade? The triangle of Cenk, Sara, and Mahassine has morphed into a modern tragedy: fierce affection, family interference, and hearts left out in the cold. Sara Bluma stands as collateral in a love that keeps echoing. Mahassine Merabet emerges again as the unreachable star. And Cenk, he remains the puzzle everyone is trying to solve. Here at Turkish series stars, we will follow every clue, every like, every carefully chosen word. This tale isn't closing. If anything, the curtain has only just risen on Act 2. If our deep dive kept you hooked, support fearless coverage by tapping like, subscribing so you don't miss a beat, and, most importantly, joining our VIP circle with the join button. Your support lets us investigate where others only imitate. Stay close. The next message, the next glance, the the next move any one of them could change everything.